Hello and welcome to the Overly Animated Podcast, where we take animation seriously. We provide fan-oriented and analytic discussions on a variety of animated shows, movies, and anime, currently featuring Steven Universe, Star vs. the Forces of Evil, Samurai Jack, Adventure Time, and more. I'm Justin Cummings, and today I'm joined by Michelle Anderer.
Hey.
Today, Michelle and I will be discussing episode 7 of the newest season of Samurai Jack that aired on April 29th, Saturday night. We are beyond late on doing this. There's been a heck of a lot of commotion going on, but we're finally here, finally doing the episode. We are still covering the show, don't you worry.
Yeah.
You can find this podcast and all our podcasts at overlyanimated.com or by searching Overly Animated on iTunes or your favorite podcatcher. You can either subscribe to the Overly Animated feed, or we do now have a Samurai Jack specific feed. I thought that was pretty cool. We got our own iTunes feed. So there's technically a podcast on iTunes that is just us, Michelle.
That's so exciting.
We have our own iTunes podcast.
Yeah.
It's a subset of Overly Animated, but it's just us. That's a step in the podcast world, I feel.
Mm-hmm.
It means we're an iconic duo now, like Batman
Oh my god,
and
Robin. No.
Or speaking of segues,
Come on,
Jack
Justin.
and Ashi.
Oh my god. No, actually, that was a pretty good segue. I'll give you that.
Alright, so, but before we get into the discussion, I have a fun story to share. I'm in a music, audio, digital tech class, and for my final project, I was going to take a raw copy of one of our podcasts, create my own music. I was going to do all this stuff to it.
Oh,
and
God.
I was going to use this weekend's podcast, but of course it got delayed.
Okay. Yeah.
And I had to do it Monday. So I'm like, alright, I'll just grab the newest file I have. So I'm sitting here editing in class, and all of a sudden, penis.
Oh no!
Penis,
you did
penis,
the last
penis.
one.
Penis.
No!
And my teacher looks at me, and I'm like, well, our show does have an explicit rating.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So, he hasn't heard the whole thing yet, but I will
He
be
doesn't
getting
need to.
graded.
He's heard all he needs to,
I will
Justin.
be getting graded
He can
on
grade
the
you
quality of the
accordingly.
penis episode.
Oh, so
I'm the only
great.
student in that class. I'm going to fail.
You're the only student in that class? How is that possible? It's a class
Really-
just for you?
Really small college. I don't even know how it happened, but he's gonna have a fun time with that.
Yeah, he has no other student to compare you to, so maybe it'll feel more normal somehow in that way.
I mean, it's my project.
Yeah.
It's not like I made the penis episode cast for the class. But
Yeah, that'd be really interesting.
I thought people would enjoy that little tidbit. And also, our official penis count was 36, I believe.
Oh my god. Actually, that's better than we thought. We thought it was going to be at least 50, right?
Yeah, the over-under was on 50, so
Okay.
congrats.
Phew.
So let's get into it. There was no penises in this week's episode.
Nope, none
but
at all.
a lot of blood.
Yes.
So give me your initial thoughts, Michelle.
Oh my god, I love this episode. I mean, I've been seeing a lot of hype from people who watch our podcast, who were into the show and around. Like, people had said it was like one of the best episodes, or their favorite episode. They keep saying every week's their favorite, but it keeps getting better and better. And I was like, okay, like, I'll reserve judgment until I watch it. But it was so good, Justin! Oh my god! And so many things we kept talking about were addressed, like, you know, Jack, like, confronting, like, his spirit Jack self, who's a jerk to him, was addressed. Like, Ashley's mom confronting her about, like, seeming to not care that her sisters were murdered by Jack was addressed. Like, everything I've been wanting was finally talked about. I'm so fine now. I'm so excited. It was so good!
I didn't see the episode till today. We're recording this on Tuesday. I saw a review when I was trying to find the episode that said,
did you read it?
No, I just saw the headline. It said a fan
Okay.
favorite dies. And I thought Ashi was going to die in this episode. So the entire episode, I'm sitting here like, don't kill Ashi, don't kill Ashi. This can't be the best episode if they kill Ashi. And then her mom gets stabbed and flies
That
off
was
the
a
cliff.
fan favorite? Yeah, I was like, who's the fan favorite? How is the mom a fan favorite? She's
Grey
barely
Griffin,
been in any
man,
episode.
I mean, anything she touches turns to magic. Like, I just wanted to point out, we had Tara Strong and Grey Griffin
Oh yeah, that's
opposing
true.
each other in a scene, and it was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you are even the slightest fan of animation, that that moment was just so incredible.
Okay, question about that though, Justin. Do you think the mom's actually dead? Do you think one arrow is enough to take out somebody that capable?
Through her abdomen.
But like,
and off a mountain.
Ashi didn't die
and
from
off
that fall.
a mountain.
I don't think she's dead, yo. I don't think she's dead yet.
Ugh. I think she is. Sell.
Okay,
I sell
we'll
your
see.
theory. I sell it.
Alright, I buy it up. I'm gonna buy all the
You gonna
stocks.
buy it?
I'm pretty sure she's not dead.
Sell. Yeah, this was a very interesting episode. I think my favorite scene was Ashi attacking the army.
Yeah.
And the very, very stark cuts to Jack preparing the tea.
The juxtaposition was it was like kind of funny, but also like so epic.
It was just
incredible.
like
making tea the whole time, and then the tea wasn't even good. I love that. This tea is terrible. What? Yeah, no, it sucks.
The amount of preparation that went into that tea. That is
the
longest tea making scene I have ever seen, and I've seen every episode of Avatar and Korra twice.
Yeah, you'd think they would have spent time on the process of tea for Uncle Iroh's sake.
Exactly. Like, you would have thought that and fun fact, Aku's original voice actor was Mako, famously
oh my God,
Iroh's original voice actor.
Okay, that makes sense because they were saying that the original VA died, and I was like, oh, I wonder who it was. But it was him. That makes sense because he did die.
So it's 2017, and his death is still being felt. Like,
yeah, seriously.
But this episode, I noticed a lot. If you listen to Aku, you can pick up those little Irohisms in his voice, just some of his inflections. Because the new VA is trying to be like Mako, who obviously, that's going to sound a lot like Iroh. Like, there's just certain inflections where it felt like I was listening to an evil Iroh.
I wonder if people who are fans of both shows would agree that this, like, resurged Aku is better than the resurged Iroh they brought back for Korra. Because that Iroh VA really drove me crazy. But I don't mind this Aku at all, so...
But you also didn't see a lot of the original...
I'm catching up, Justin! I'm being caught up!
Okay, I'm proud of you.
Yeah, I'm watching it.
The beginning of this episode, I legitimately thought I clicked on the wrong episode.
Yeah, it was like, what is he doing in his old-timey clothes, and his hair's normal, and yeah, what is this?
And I thought it was an old episode right up until the point where he stabbed the sheep thing, and I'm like, nope.
Yep.
We TV-14-ite.
How did he not know those were the sheep things? There were 3 of them, like, he saw Ku cast, like, the transforming charm. Like, how did he not put 2 and 2 together until after they were murdered and changed back?
I think they were attacking him was what did that. The fact that, like, flight or fight response.
I was surprised, though, when they turned back and was like, but we knew that that's what was happening.
Seeing the bloody sheep did make me sad, though.
It was, oh my god, especially when it was cute and, like, murdered. Like, that was a little rough.
Because they were so cute following him up the mountain.
Super cute. They helped him find the portal. And then they died.
Yeah, but we got the sword finally.
Yes, and I had wondered about if the gods were going to come back for something, and I'm glad that they did.
Yeah, you thought they were going to give him, like, a new weapon, but they gave him back the sword.
But he had to earn it, and I love that he had to confront himself to earn it back. It wasn't as easy, just like, oh, there it is, here we go. Like, he had to deal with some stuff, And
I thought it really gave Ashi a chance to show her strength.
And it was, like, cool, because, like, while he, like, so much juxtaposition, so, like, while she's fighting, he's, like, making the tea, and then when she's confronting her mom about everything and her identity, he's confronting Spirit Jack about his identity and everything. Just, like, a lot of parallels going on this episode. It was really nice, though. It
was really, really solid. You ready to dive into some emails, Michelle?
Yeah, emails plural. That's already exciting.
We have 4 emails.
4? I thought we had 3.
Well, okay, we have 3 people. Andy sent me Samurai Jack, and then a few minutes later he sent me the Samurai Jack addendum.
Oh my god.
So we do have 2 parts from Andy.
Okay.
Alright, let's start off with Steve, because I'm going in the order I received them.
Okay.
First of all, I'm going to ask you separately. So first, did you get a Siege of the North Part 1 vibe from when Jack went into the Avatar state?
Oh my god, yeah! And the whole thing, cause like, it's like when, like in season 1, when Katara was protecting him and Ashi was protecting, yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
And we already touched on this part. Jack and Ashi basically did the same thing in their plots. They fought their demons.
Exactly.
And Steve wishes we got to see the mother unmasked, which I do wish we saw.
I'm like so curious. Like, what is she? Is she even human? I don't know. Probably, maybe. She's a mammal, but is she human? I don't know.
Is she actually the one that birthed them, or is she
so. I honestly think so.
If you gave birth to septuplets, would you?
That's why I wonder if she's human or not. But I mean.
Anyway. Great episode. The classic Jack look is back, and I don't know how to feel. Michelle, what do you think?
I mean, that's the thing, though. Yeah, because, like, we've been talking about how, like, oh, like, you know, this is this whole new side to Jack, and, like, part of, like, you know, his transformation is his, like, exterior look of being all scrappy. And now he looks like old Jack. I mean, I guess I'll get used to it, but, like, I was used to scraggly Jack, and I was, like, digging it, so... It's going to take me a couple episodes, I think, to get back on board with it, but...
We only have a couple episodes.
We have 3, at least, so right?
3. I think 3. I'm pretty sure. If there's an episode 11, we're going to be hype on that podcast.
Yes, we will! That would be so great.
We would be so hype. Alright, let's move on, because we got a lot of these to go through. Oh, Andy gave his email subtitles.
What? Why?
It's a long one.
Okay.
I said feel free to use as much or as little as you want. We're using all of it, Andy, because we love you.
Using it all.
Random thoughts. This is the first section. Not so subtle symbolism of Jack sitting in the sunlight and Ashi in the darkness.
Ah.
Though it is interesting to note this is from Ashi's perspective, not the viewer's.
That's true.
Ashi is jacked, no pun intended. She took down an entire army and then immediately fought her mom.
Yes, seriously, she must be so freaking tired.
The sound mixing in the show is superb. The soft sound of wood on wood during the tea ceremony is delightful, as is the soft clank of Jack sheathing his sword.
Mm.
The sound mixing was incredible.
Those are really good details he's bringing up. Also, just like the peaceful music they use when he's going through like the field and like in the water. The whole scene was just like so gorgeous and nice. Like it really put you in a different state of mind before all the like crazy action happened with Ashi.
Yeah. And speaking of going back to the fight with Ashi's mom was great. A lot of really cool back and forth stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The pacing this episode is probably the one most affected by the constraints of a miniseries.
Oh my god, yes. Oh my god, yes. We should talk about that.
It did feel very quick.
It felt very, they had so many things. I think the combination of doing everything they wanted to do with both characters, plus having the flashback take up so much of the first part of the episode, made it feel really fast in general. But yeah, that was very noticeable to me too, so.
Everything leading up to the end, flowed well though. The tea ceremony, the fights, the setup. But the ending felt rushed. Not wrong, just rushed. It definitely came across as the intended way for Jack to regain his sword, but the transition from Jack fighting his inner demons to being classic Jack took less than 30 seconds.
Yeah, seriously, that's the thing. Like, he, like, argues with himself, and then immediately it's like, bam, okay, we're gonna go talk to Three Gods now. Bam, you got your old outfit back. Bam, there's a sword, good job. It's like, oh, whoa.
Now that said, we do need to rush a little bit because the last 3 episodes of this entire show are upon us, and we still have to gather allies and face a coup.
That's why it's okay. Like, as much as you can be like, oh, well, it was fast. It's like, yeah, but they got like 10 episodes to do like everything they want to do, so it's understandable. Like, it's forgivable.
And finally, questions.
Oh, questions.
Do you think Jack will actually make it back to the past?
Were you the one who said you think he might die?
I'm the one who said I think Jack might die.
And then Ashi would
be the new samurai, basically.
I feel like Ashi could still be the new samurai because she's in a different time period anyway. He doesn't have to die for that to be true.
Do you think he's going to make it back to the past? Or do you think he'll be stuck? It seems Andy said he's starting to think he won't anymore. I don't know if that means he's going to die or stay in the future.
I think there's a 75% chance that he could stay in the past.
Stay in the past or get to the past?
25% chance that he dies. Stay in the past. Like, get there and stay alive.
Do you think he will stay in the current time alive?
I don't... I mean, correct me, people who've watched the whole show, if I'm wrong, but it seems like the whole point of the show is that he wants to get back to the past. So, like, will he be comfortable?
Well, if there's no time portals. That's the issue.
But I don't know. I feel like something could happen. Like, if the gods are still his bros, couldn't they do something? They're at least as strong as Aku. They almost murdered him the first time.
I'm pretty sure you don't need to assume that's the point, considering the opening of the show goes, gotta get back to the past, Samurai Jack.
So, like, the gods could help him. I don't think, like, it's, like, impossible for him to get back to the past at this point in the show is my point. I think he could do it.
We already talked about if Ashi's mom is dead. The final one is, how do you feel about Jack and Ashi's rapport? Over the course of the last 3 episodes, I've begun to think they're more compelling alone than together. Together they seem to be holding back and keeping part of themselves from each other. It might just be an intended general awkwardness between them, but they've seen each other at their lowest point now. I don't see the need to feel embarrassed unless we're moving towards romance. Please no.
Please no. Oh, thank you so much for that. The rapport. I think the rapport's fine. I mean, I think my feeling about their coexistence together is like they both want to do the same thing. They want to defeat Aku, and they help each other out, and that's great. But I don't think this is a partnership that's going to last, maybe beyond Aku being destroyed. I don't think they're going to hang out forever and ever together. I think they are going to go off and do their own things.
They're going to get married.
No, they're not. They better not.
Are you ready for the amendum?
Oh my, yes.
Addendum,
absolutely.
sorry, not amendum.
Addendum.
Also, just in case you guys don't know, those 3 beings that gave Jack his sword forged it for his father, they chose someone they believed worthy and also wanted to smite Aku. Jack's father ended up succeeding only temporarily, but that's neither here nor there. And the addendum to the addendum. Those gods effed up and let Aku happen in the first place.
I know! Okay, so I watched the episode where, like, the origin of Aku happens. So I know a little more about these gods, and, like, yeah, this is so bogus. It's like they forgot to kill all of him. The part of him that was left floated around space, landed on Earth, and then after like billions of years, it like finally got strong enough. After like his dad kind of like messed up with the arrow, but then he got strong enough. And then the gods are like, oh, so this guy's on your planet now. Like, can you kill him for us? Why don't they just kill him? Like, why make Samurai Jack's dad do it? I mean, that's the thing. It's their fault in the first place. So to get these humans to do it and all these people to be murdered in the process, like, just seems really obnoxious to me.
Yeah.
There's a simpler way. It was their fault. They did fuck up.
That's your one F-bomb for the episode, Michelle.
We have more than one. There's
okay, well, Dylan... See, here's the thing. Dylan wants us to stay at the show's rating, which is TV-14. And I'm comparing 14 to PG-13, which means one F-bomb. However, we do have an explicit rating.
Yeah.
So if I wanted to drop another one, we'd get away with it just fine.
How many can we drop?
Let's not drop 36.
Okay, that's fine.
Let's try to keep that conservative.
35 is conservative.
If you want to do an Archer podcast, then I will give you no cap.
Oh, that's an idea.
Well, we did Archer last season, but that's neither here nor there. Finally, we have an email from Alex.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure it's Alex. Alex, if this isn't you,
yeah,
I am so sorry.
Too, so probably.
My immediate reaction to this episode was best episode so far, and it's the third episode in the past 4 that got me saying that. But
that's always a sign of the show.
Yeah, it's a great show. But after being given a night to ruminate, I still think it's a great episode, but it does have one flaw.
Oh, what is it?
Or a flaw.
Oh.
I don't feel like the fight between Ashi and her mother delivered. It felt like
that's why I think she's dead. Yeah. It was so fast.
Less time was given to that climax than to Jack's team making, or even Ashi's destruction of the army. The mother didn't really say anything new aside from acknowledging Ashi was the strongest, and Ashi didn't really give much verbal backlash. At least not as much as I would have hoped. Given how Ashi and Jack survived the cliff fall and the mother's seeming supernaturality, I have a sliver of hope that she makes a second appearance and we get another chance to get more character out of her.
That's what I hope too, because it did feel really fast.
And As for the rest of the episode, I suspended my disbelief enough to enjoy Ashi overpowering the orc army.
I know. Smashing through the arrows and spears with their bare fists. I mean, oh my god. She must be so strong.
I enjoyed that. I enjoyed even more the hard cuts from Ashi screeching to Jack's introspection. That was amazing.
Yeah, it was really nice.
The Riverworld and Tea House gave strong Spirited Away vibes. I also liked how they tied up that excellent opening sequence of Jack's struggles with anger blinding him.
Yeah, that's a good point, because he did let anger overpower. Like, that's what got him to murder the sheeps. Mountain goats, sheeps, whatever they are. Yeah, he just got so mad. And Aku was, like, kind of, like, egging him on. He was, like, enjoying it.
And finally, to wrap up the email segment, as someone whose ideal self includes a well-groomed, thick beard, I agree with you, I was actually disappointed to see clean-shaven Jack. But as Ashi's reaction demonstrates, it seems many appreciate the lack of chin follicles. Sad face.
Oh my god. I mean, I don't even remember, so I guess she liked that he was clean-shaven, but...
You got a shave and a haircut. Yes,
oh, yeah.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Jack is just so aloof, yet highly aware. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
Whenever Jack speaking is always weird to me.
Yeah.
I feel like he shouldn't speak.
Cause his voice is kind of like, I don't want to say like gentle, but you know what I mean? Like, especially since we've been watching this season where he's like so rugged looking and like is murdering people. And then his like voice is like that. It is kind of like interesting. I like it though. Like, it probably fits more of him as the how he was before the 50 years of, frustration.
But now it seems we're nearing the end, Michelle. We have 3 episodes left.
You're reminding me. I want to bask in this show as long as possible, Justin.
We have 3 episodes left in the entire series. How do you feel about that?
I'm glad we have 3 more.
I'm glad this happened.
Done. Yeah, I'm really glad this show existed in a 5th season.
Like, that was... The fact that this season actually happened is beyond belief.
I don't know if it's beyond belief, but it's, like, really, really gratifying. And hopefully it'll lead to more things like this. Either more, like, really good reboots that people be excited about, or more, like, adult-oriented...
It's not even a reboot is the thing. Shows. It's a continuation.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really excited because... We're gonna go slightly off topic for a second. We got Samurai Jack is back for 5th season, and it's on Adult Swim instead of Cartoon Network. Young Justice was on Cartoon Network. It's been confirmed it's going to be on a new DC distribution digital platform. I think it's got
that show.
It's got the subtitle Outsiders now, which makes me think they're going with the Outsiders, because I love that group. So we're starting to see shows that were canceled far before their time getting picked up in new areas. We don't know what rating Young Justice is going to be yet. It doesn't come out till next year. Mm-hmm. But Jack was the first where it was like, we're going to technically Code Lyoko, I forget season 5 happened. It was half live action, half animated. It never got a dub for good reason. It's bad. It's bad. If you like Code Lyoko Evolution, I'm so sorry. But Jack kind of started this, and now Young Justice is following the trend, and who knows what else will. I mean, there's so many shows that we always talk about. If it keeps
being successful, then who knows for real, which is super exciting for a lot of reasons.
I think the thing is, people are more willing to watch animated shows now, like people besides kids.
Like the stigma is slowly being worn away.
Right. Shows like Rick and Morty have really, BoJack. I mean, you've always had stuff like The Simpsons and Aeon Flux, but come on, Rick and Morty and Archer, I think, have done a lot to change the landscape.
Probably even stuff like Bob's Burgers, I would argue, too.
I'd argue yes, but I'd also argue that, like, Bob's Burgers is more of a comedy and, like, an episodic show, while Rick and Morty's a bit more serial. Same with Archer.
What about Archer? Okay.
Archer's a bit more serial. Archer is definitely a comedy, but it's more of like an action comedy. Like, there's a plot to Archer.
Yeah, Bob's Burgers is also really feel good, and it doesn't have really, like, nasty, mean humor the way, other...
Family Guy.
Yeah, so, like, I think, like, as a whole, it's moving in a better direction, and yeah.
Yeah, between stuff
that's
like
good.
BoJack and Rick and Morty, and now Samurai Jack goes right up there, I'd say, with Rick and Morty, as one of those just incredible shows on right now as far as older animation. Venture Brothers, you got all these shows now, and I think people are starting to pick up on that, and the doors open for the possibility of a show going from a quote-unquote kid show to now being more adult-oriented, because it's been so long.
We will see what happens. If this becomes a legit trend, that's really exciting.
It is, and I think they need to be careful, because I think part of why Jack works so well, the people that grew up with Jack are now all old enough they can watch this version of Jack.
Yeah.
Young Justice hasn't been that long. I think Young Justice did have a slightly older audience, so they might be a bit older already, but they don't want to alienate the younger portion of their audience. Because it hasn't been that long yet. That's my one fear. And it's the same fear of, like, Deadpool being R, was that every superhero movie would try to be R for no reason now. It's my same fear, as Jack being 14 is going to start a lot of unnecessary TV 14 shows. But
we will see what happens.
Hopefully not. Hopefully we get more good stuff like Jack. This has been an amazing season. Like, that opening scene of this episode was really, really good. It was confusing in all the right ways.
Yeah.
We finally got to see the sword. The little sheep were adorable, and then they all died.
Yes.
And some good Aku in this episode.
Yeah, there was. Oh man, Aku was like so awful.
She got covered in a lot of blood. Like when she was fighting the Orc army, like there was blood splattering onto her arm, and
that honestly was such an impressive fight scene, though. Like, I don't even know why that wasn't the first thing I talked about, but like, it was really good.
Her running down the mountain, taking out hundreds.
Using that guy to knock all the other guys over as like a battling ram. That was so amazing.
Battering ram, Michelle.
Oh my god.
Battering.
It was so good, though.
So good. It was honestly a very enjoyable episode. Do you think it's the best of the season, though?
Action sequence of the season?
No,
That's
hard.
The
episode.
Oh, the episode. Yeah. I mean, I appreciated, Jack yelling at Spirit Jack a lot. And did you notice, like, how crazy the animation on him was? That
he was
like,
scary.
It was so red and, like, distorted and just, like, so over the top. But, like, they, like, smacked each other around, which I did not think was possible because, like, he's, like, a figment of his own mind. But, you know, it's animation. You can get away with it. It was very satisfying. But, like, I mean, Ashi's was, like, so much more intense than that, so they're both equally good, I guess. Jax is probably kind of more important for his own reasons, but Ashi literally kept him alive, so, yeah.
A lot of people are really sad about the beard.
Are you serious? Well, maybe it's not just the beard, but it's, like, the whole look, you know, going back.
The beard and the hair.
Yeah, I think the combination of those two things.
His face just looks so different now.
Yeah, it does. It really does. He looks so much, like, more tired and, like, serious. Before, now he's, like, kind of chill looking again. It's like, whoa, okay.
A lot of people are actually writing Rip Samurai Jack's beard, March 11th, 2017.
Where are
April
you looking?
29th, 2017. Twitter.
What? Oh my god. That's really funny.
A lot of people actually are doing funerals for the beard.
Listen, you know, they're not alone. They have each other for solace.
It's it's apparently the saddest death of the season.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I think the sheep are sadder, but, you know.
I'd argue that most things were sad,
sadder than the beard being gone.
But I do appreciate the sentiment. I do miss the beard already.
Yeah, I think I will too.
So, all in all, great episode. Great
this was a really good episode.
In general. Do you have any final thoughts before we sign off, Michelle?
I've been reading the episode descriptions, and I don't know how to feel. You know what I mean?
Was this the one that we were really worried about?
No, that's the next one. But then the one below it makes it, I don't know.
Alright, let me...
Are we allowed to read them, or is that a spoiler?
Alright, guys, we're gonna read the... What am I looking at?
This is your warning.
What am I looking at right now? Hold up. Is that
I'm
the
looking
episode?
at episode 9 description. Makes me really curious.
I'm seeing a weird picture of Jack and the Colonial outfit. I don't know what that's from, but
What? Oh yeah, I'm just on the wiki, man.
Okay, I don't even know how I found that. So, anywho, what was I doing?
So, the 8th episode, the thing is, the burgeoning relationship between Jack and Ashi takes a turn after they are hunted by one of the galaxy's deadliest creatures. But then, episode 9 description is Samurai Jack's worst fear, literal worst fear, is realized when he faces off against Aku. The demon makes a shocking discovery about Ashi and puts her in grave danger.
And then,
I don't know what that means.
And then the last episode description. The fate of the entire universe hangs in the balance as Samurai Jack faces Aku.
Because of course, that was always kind of...
I mean,
we knew that was the case.
It's really?
Yeah, really, the fate of the entire universe, you don't say. That's a new development.
It's almost like the thing we were always told would end the show is ending the show.
Yeah. It's like it's finally gonna happen.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you think of this stuff with Ashi could mean? A shocking discovery, what? Is she actually him? What could the shocking discovery
Jack is the father.
Oh my god, what?
Jack is the father.
No.
Yes. Have you played BioShock Infinite? The whole game builds up this kind of weird tension between Booker and Elizabeth, and everyone's like, I ship it.
Turn people off. Because, again, it's an unbalanced kind of power relationship. He's hella older than her. But, okay, you don't actually think he's her father.
I do. I legitimately think Jack is her father.
What?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
But then why would the mom, hate Jack?
I don't know.
How did they get together? I mean,
we'll find out.
Oh my god, no, that can't be true.
Maybe she's literally the daughter of Aku. Literally.
Well, that's what I thought. No, I literally thought, Aku got busy and, this happened. I thought that's what happened.
I want to take about 10 seconds to discuss the idea of sexy Aku.
What? What?
Picture Aku trying to be sexy.
Oh, picture him trying to be sexy.
No, not like some weird sexy fan art version of Aku. No, Aku attempting to be sexy.
I feel like he put on different flame brows to maybe or something to be saucy, and maybe a tie or something, and be like, hey,
You're so cool. You're gonna put out my eyebrows.
Oh my god, you would say something like that though. I wouldn't be surprised.
If we get that in the finale, I would be happy. That's all I want is Aku being seductive.
I mean, maybe it's that Ashi's his kid, so part of him exists in her, and that's the shocking discovery.
And
but
then Jack has to kill Ashi.
That seems kind of stupid because I feel like other shows have done that. And it seems like a dumb. I don't think they should sacrifice Ashi for the plot like that. I don't know what the shocking discovery is, but it says shocking discovery, so it has to be something. I really don't think she's his kid though.
Who, Jack's kid?
I
think
that
so.
old. I mean, then he would have had to have gotten busy within the past,
12, 16 years?
Yeah, she might even be, in her early 20s.
Who knows?
Who knows? Yeah.
You know what I do know?
What?
I know that we're going to be back next week to talk about episode 8.
Yeah.
And either we will be very happy or very, very, very sad. Because if there's a kiss, I'm leaving this show forever.
You're not.
No, I'm not. I like this show way too much.
Yeah.
Alright, thank you so much to everyone for listening. You can find all our information at overlyanimated.com. Consider supporting us via Patreon at patreon.com/overlyanimated. Thank you so much to all of our current patrons, especially our patron of the podcast, Alex, aka Esteban Universidad. Thank you so much for your email and your support. And thanks as always to our Patreon executive producers, John, Ryan, Steve, and once again, Alex.
Feature for Alex today.
You know what we got coming up, Michelle?
No, I'm afraid. What is it?
We got Steven Bomb 6 coming up.
I thought you were going to talk about that awful other
Cartoon
thing.
All-Stars to the Rescue is still happening.
That's exactly what I was going to say. That's awful.
So, Steven Bomb 6 is next week, guys. Probably the season 4 finale of Steven Universe. Should be a great time. We're going to be covering it. Yeah, stay tuned. We'll be doing nightly podcasts during that week. Then back to normal coverage of all your favorite shows.
Question though about Steven.
Answer.
So isn't it true they're releasing? Oh my god, isn't it true they're releasing all of them on the app on Friday?
We'll find out. If they do, then you and I are gonna probably be called into work. Do you want to do? Have you seen Line 4, which is already leaked?
Yeah, totally.
Okay, well, we can do Line 4 whenever you want.
Really?
Because we're doing that one.
Really? Oh my god, I'm so excited.
So now that Michelle's excited, and you now know that on Monday the 8th you'll get to listen to Michelle and I talk about Line 4, because that's how podcasting works.
That's how podcasting works.
Yeah, we will see you all next time, guys, and thank you so much for listening. Bye.